everybody. It's Colin Dupree again, and excited to bring a special edition of the Verts podcast. So joining me as always is Lee Odess. Lee, how are you?
I'm good, Colin. Thank you.
Awesome. But more importantly here, as we get ready for ISC West, as a part of the SIA WISF committee, I'm super excited to bring Alice DiSanto of Rajant to join us here and talk about some fun stuff that's going on with the Women in Security Forum out at ISC. So hello, Alice, how are you?
I'm doing great, Colin. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Excited to have you here. Why don't you share a little bit about the Women in Security Forum's efforts at ISC West coming up?
Yeah, sure. The Women in Security Forum, we started, just Giveback Committee. We can say it's charitable, good deeds, works, you name it, but we've got so many great things going on with the Women in Security Forum. We have mentoring programs, scholarships, and so we added a layer called Community Giveback about this time last year. And our first effort was anchored into the ISC East timeframe, which of course didn't happen in person, but virtually. We did a can-do challenge, which brought attention to in the food insecurities that actually limit women from getting into jobs and pursuing the careers, which is really what women in security are all about. So we, as a committee, the Giveback Committee, we had looked at insecurity, the euphemism of insecurities, and tried to then, take that concept and bring it across other efforts that were out there in order to bring women into the job market. And so the first one we focused in was food insecurity, and with the ISC West effort now, we are focused on job insecurity. So our effort that will be kicked off and is all about happening at ISC West is the essentials for job security.
Awesome. So the essentials for job security focused on dress for success. What are some of those things that people who are coming to ISC West can do to help be a part of this and be a part of the program?
Yeah, sure. So essentials for job security is putting all of our efforts into helping the women in the Las Vegas chapter of Dress for Success. The marketplace there, as we know, it's centered around trade shows and entertainment. And so everybody there, and very much, whether it's man or woman, but very much about the women, have not been able to secure the jobs over the last year, and in turn need a lot of support in a bunch of different ways that are not necessarily traditional for Dress for Success. A lot of time when people think of the organization, they think of professional clothing. And, everybody stayed home this past year and cleaned out their closets. And so they sent a lot of clothes to Dress for Success. So what they're really in need of are things that are super easy for all of us to pack and or pick up on the strip when we're out there. There are things like accessories, belts and shoes, socks, scarves, cosmetics that are new, that are maybe aligned with different races and backgrounds. So not necessarily the traditional things, but items that basically run the gamut of the full representation. We have things that gentlemen might be more comfortable in picking up, like planners and portfolios. We're all about high tech, but quite frankly, I still walk around with a binder myself and a notepad. So these are things that if they just were a little more polished for the women that are out there, we would like to gather them together. And very simply, but maybe something that will go the longest way, is something that costs nothing at all, which is your time to just put a pen to paper and write an encouraging note to somebody who's either, entering the job force for the first time or re-entering maybe after a very challenging period of their life.
Yeah, that's fantastic to hear of what we're doing, but also just the idea of a simple note, right? A word of encouragement can go so far. And Lee, I know the inside team will be out at ISC West, and you guys are helping to participate this as well, right? From a drop-off standpoint.
Yeah, that's we're gonna have an analysis. I mean, you probably speak to specifically what we'll have inside the room, but yeah, we'll be a location. I know there was like 5 or 6 throughout the trade show where people can bring those items that you have. And actually, now that you bring up the pen to paper, we'll make sure that we have supplies there too. So we'll make it nice and easy. People can write a letter while they're inside of our lounge and drop it off to be able to be taken to the local chapter.
Yeah, we have a resource landing page all about this event. So it itemizes all those things that I mentioned. It also has the growing number of locations where you're going to be able to find those depository or repository boxes to drop off all of those items. There's definitely one in your booth, Lee. There's one in the Rajant booth. And if we're lucky, because I think we are up to like 10 locations at this point. So we will have 20 boxes all together. So if we get homes for all of those boxes, they'll be conveniently located all over the trade show floor.
I think that's a good call to action too for like people that listen to this that are going to be at the show. That if this is something they want to get behind, there's opportunities for them to do that. And I guess on that point, if I do want to get involved, what is the best way to do so outside of just actively bringing this? But let's say going a bit beyond that, if I really like what's going on with Women's Security Forum and Dress for Success or the insecurity side you talked about, how do people get involved?
Yeah, well, we started this effort always for the bigger picture of really people to get to know, and I mean the bigger picture of Security Industry Association. I mean, any of us that have been involved with the Security Industry Association for any number of years know that we're all about things just like this. And so we took that kind of spirit among the professionals and just drilled that down to do something within the Women's Forum itself, which is, again, very focused on those things, those barriers to entry for women into this particular marketplace, and then made it even more granular than that and said, you know what, we have these two big anchor trade events that happen every single year, ISC East and West. And what can we do then to just not just give money, because giving money is awesome, but really turning, good words into deeds and taking action. So this effort is all about getting involved where you can, like I said, bring the items, shop. There's a whole bunch of different locations if you go to our website where you can then look on the site and just see where you can go to like a Ross's, a CVS, a Walgreens, just to pick up these items. You can write those notes of kindness. You can also, there's donation links. So again, it's not necessarily about money. However, if you can attend, and so many of us are doing a virtual thing this year, you can actually go onto an Amazon link that Dress for Success has on their webpage and make a direct donation. We're actually going to have a bunch of the women from Dress for Success with us, a small group that'll be around the trade show floor every single day, and just literally, standing there articulating their message and their needs, but then at the same time being in the same airspace to mentor with all of us, men and women that are in the space, and encourage them. And we're actually going to wrap by having a lot of them join us at somewhere between 5 and 10 at the breakfast for the women in security that happens on, is that Wednesday morning? And so they'll be with us, and we'll be continuing to write those notes, and we'll be talking about some of the progress that we've made over the course of the 3 days.
Awesome, fantastic. Well, appreciate all of the effort that you have put in, as well as the entire Women in Security Forum team, and the insecurities message that needs to be put out. Looking forward to participating and helping in any way we can. Any final words from Lee or Alice?
I mean, I'm just impressive group to see the activity. There's a lot of committees and whatnot, but it's impressive to see all that you all get done on a regular basis. So thank you for all the energy that you all put towards something like this that goes beyond just the security industry. So thank you.
Oh, and thank you for giving us a platform to talk about it and to be involved. Again, this affects, all of us in the communities where we live. That's another big piece to what we do, is that we feel like if we're shining a light just in these two things each year, we can actually then just spur the thought among all of us. If you can't be with us at any of these events, do something at home. Look for the local chapter for Dress for Success, or in the fall, look for a soup kitchen to serve in or to donate some canned goods to. I mean, it's just magnifying that spirit that exists within the industry itself.
Awesome. Well, thanks again. Look forward to seeing anybody who's there out at ISC West. We'll have some links attached to this video for participating while we're out there, participating in the Women in Security Forum, any other links that help people be involved. So check them out, and we'll see everybody out in Vegas.